Hey, what up, YouTube? Here with a quick summary of the unified lightweight title fight that happened over a month ago between the then defending champion, then undefeated defending champion, Teofimo Lopez, in there against the then undefeated challenger, George Kambosos, for majority of the lightweight titles at the Madison Square Garden in New York City. And I already gave y'all the results already when I said the then undefeated defending champion, because if y'all tapped in with the sport of boxing, y'all already know the results. This was one of the biggest fights of the year. And speaking of this year, 2021 has been a great year, one hell of a year for for the sport period, man. And hopefully, next year will be the same. But that's a whole nother video for another time. Anyways, I'm getting off topic. Anyways, let me get back into the gist of it. This fight, I know I'm late on covering this fight, but like I said in my previous video, um I'm gonna be dropping a lot of videos um with it what happened within the sport of boxing in these past few months, because it's been major events that went down in the sport in these previous last few months within the sport. Just haven't had the time to make the videos about what's been happening in boxing. But y'all gonna see me, whoever's watching, y'all gonna see me upload a lot of videos in these coming weeks. Anyways, let's get to the analysis of this fight between Teofimo Lopez and the new current undefeated unified lightweight champion George Kambosos. And they counted my boy out, man, because heading into this fight they were having the other lightweight champion Devin Haney, the WBC lightweight champion, face off with the then majority lightweight champion Teofimo Lopez, as if Kambosos was out the frame already. And mind you, Kambosos, he's undefeated. Like, he ain't never lost a fight. He fought, Lee Selby before this fight, close fight, which I thought he won. But dude, from Australia, he's from, like, the whole other side of the map, so he's not that well known, especially within the Western Hemisphere. He might be big where he from in Australia, but his name don't hold a lot of weight like that. So they kind of had him out the picture, um out the frame type shit. And even in the betting odds they had him just overlooked, really. He was like a 13-1 underdog. Like, that's how much of a if y'all know betting, like, y'all know, like, he was Teofimo was the heavy favorite to win this fight. So this fight was, you know one of the best fights of the year. Is up there to be a candidate for the fight of the year for 2021. And I think it's probably like the odds on favorite for the upset of the year award for 2021. Anyways, let's get into the rundown of this fight, this analysis. I'm going to give y'all my post fight opinion on this fight. Let's get to it nonetheless. Lopez, he started off the fight real quick, came out the corner, guns blazing, showed a lot of aggression from the get go, and he put Kambosos under a lot of pressure, man. And Kambosos, was kind of distraught by that aggression that Lopez was bringing towards him. A lot of pressure Lopez was putting towards his way from the sound of the bell. And yeah, Kambosos, man, that had disrupted his rhythm kinda. But by the end of the first round, that would that story would change, because Kambosos would catch Lopez and neutralize his pressure by catching him with a good counter right hand, which would floor Teofimo Lopez and had the round flipped upside down in the favor of Kambosos. And In the following rounds, Lopez, showed, respect for Gambosa's power after feeling it, of course. And yeah, Lopez would get back to his, more known style, and that's, him, being more selective with his punches, and he's got a reputation of being a good counter puncher. He's a big lightweight. He's got reach advantage, height advantage, and he's a big dude for 135. And he would be more selective with his punches, throw more to the body, and throw more jabs out there. Get back to his reputable style, and that's throwing punches out there to try and bait his opponents coming in and countering while trying to catch his opponent coming in after throwing his punches out there. Like he would set up base shots and try and use his reach to his advantage, and yeah. But however, though, Gambosis, anytime Lopez would, throw something out there, he would answer back with more than one punch. He would throw, combos of punches, and for the most part, he would be getting better at the exchange. Like he's not named ferocious for no reason. That's dude's, ring name, Gambosis. Anytime Lopez would, let's say, throw a jab or a right hand or some to the body or a lead hook, Gambosis will answer back with like three, four, five punches, and at least two of them would land. That with that being said, this fight was very active. And in the 10th round, Lopez would even out the knockdown score as he would drop Gambosis with a chopping right hand. And Lopez has got a reputation of being a good finisher. And uh, Gambosis, he looked at hurt by that shot. He got dropped, of course, so that startled Gambosis for sure. And there was plenty of time remaining in the 10th round, and you know, much respect to Gambosis. Shout out to him because he withstood all that pressure and all that all those punches coming from Lopez. Who's known to be a good finisher, uh, and with more than a minute remaining in the round, and with all those punches Lopez was throwing his way, Gambosis would throw back and defend very well, and he would survive the round. And then the following two championship rounds, the 11th and 12th, Gambosis, he bounced back very well. He showed great effort, not only great effort, but even a better performance as, they would go, blow for blow. And Gambosis, in my opinion, would be getting better at those exchanges following the knockdown from the 10th round. And when uh when Gambos not Gambosis when Lopez came out the corner for the championship rounds, he had a gash. He was bleeding profusely. I think from his like right eye or something like that. And it came from a punch. A cut didn't come from a headbutt or none of that. It came from those flurry of punches from Gambosis, and I don't know if that was affecting Lopez's vision, but yeah, Gambosis will be getting the better of those exchanges following the knockdown. And I had this fight score 7-5. I had two rounds in favor of Gambosis, and then if y'all count the knockdowns, y'all do the mathematics for yourselves. That just goes to show you how competitive this fight was. It was very active, like I said, very entertaining for anybody to watch, and it was a close fight, man. I wouldn't mind seeing a rematch. Like I said, highly competitive. If the fight is only like a round apart, 7-5 in favor of one fighter, that just goes to show you how close of a fight it was. And I'm sure a lot of fight fans wouldn't mind seeing these two go at it once again. And yeah. That being said, man, Gambosis pulls off, possibly the highly favorite for that award of being, the upset of the year for this year. This fight is up there, like I said in the beginning of the video, for the Fight of the Year award candidate as well. But with this fight being of the magnitude that it was, um, yeah, and the hype behind this fight and what was on the line, the majority of the lightweight titles, I mean, this is the highly favorited uh, candidate for the upset of the year, like 13-1 underdog. Like basically, Gambosis was in Lopez's shoes when Lopez was fighting Lomachenko. That's how much like he was overlooked, regardless of the fact that Gambosis is undefeated. Just like how Lopez was undefeated, coming off a big win against Comey. Just like how Gambosis was coming off of a win against Lee Selby. That didn't matter. That undefeated shit ain't matter. They were just the challengers that were overlooked, and it was supposed to be a cruise through victory for the champion. No, it wasn't the case, and like the roles were reversed, and I thought that was quite ironic. But like I said, much respect to both fighters. Shout out to both fighters. Um, yeah, one hell of a performance from both fighters, and yeah, man. Um, as far as the post-fight interviews that happened following the fight, I thought Teofimo's antics were funny. Some, I ain't gonna comment on it. I ain't really got an opinion. These two fighters, they're their own person. They had a lot of tension heading into this fight, and yeah, it looked like it was all resolved. But Teofimo, a lot of people uh I would say weren't happy with how Teofimo acted in the post fight interview. Um, he he basically became a meme damn near with him saying, "Oh, it was a win for him," and he had that fight scored 10-2 in his opinion. He won 10 rounds out of the 12. Gambosis had a funny answer for that as well. He like, yo, we could have a rematch. It's about nothing. Like, but yeah, man. I don't know. That's the confidence of a fighter, I guess, right? I could admire the bravado and the confidence of Teofimo Lopez. But yeah, man. I'm glad this fight actually happened because it was a lot of talks about this fight being canceled because of the promotional issues. Triller couldn't get the fight made. As y'all know, this fight was supposed to happen like in the summer, but Teofimo had caught COVID, and then the fight date kept getting pushed back because they couldn't find the venue. Just Triller wasn't on top of their game to make this fight happen. And Eddie Hearns and Matchroom and the Zone had to pick it up for the fight to continue. And yeah, as far as Teofimo goes, man, his father, his camp was talking about he they want Teofimo to move up to 140, and Teofimo, he's that there's you know talks about him, not being able to make 135 like that, and that's not a secret for boxing enthusiasts. And as far as him moving up to junior welterweight, it's not a bad look. He signed with Top Rank, and Top Rank's got majority of the household names when it comes to the super lightweights. And yeah, there's a lot of available opponents out there for Teofimo if he were to step up to 140. But if I were Teofimo, hey, what do I know as far as how his body fluctuates? If he really has trouble making weight for 135 and it's not good for his health, then hey, by all means move up to super lightweight. Still great quality opponents out there, good big money marquee matchups out there for him. And yeah, and as far as George Gambosis, he's got um Devin Haney. That's the only other fighter that holds a belt at lightweight. That's the matchup that he wants. and I'm gonna cover Devin Haney's fight, his most recent fight with Jojo Diaz in a later video. They had a face-off following Devin Haney's fight. Um, there's talks of that, and that's gonna be a whole nother video for another time. But I'm sure George Gambosis wants to go back home and put on a big event in his hometown, in his home country, out there in Australia. And yeah, he even told Teofimo when Teofimo came uh during his mid interview and said, "Yo, like, hey, we could run that back if you feel like you were the true winner of that fight. We could go to Australia, 80,000 people in a rugby or soccer stadium and have a big ass event." George Gambosis, he went to Teofimo's hometown in New York and performed in the world's most famous arena. And boy, he performed. He won the fight. No judges robbed him. He became a majority champion. He became a star that night. And with that being said, if I were Teofimo, you know, I would want to avenge my loss. That's what I'm saying. Like, if I were his camp, if I were a part of his team, it's not only economic gains for Teofimo if he were to get a rematch with George Gambosis to try and reclaim his lightweight titles and avenge that one L on his record now that he has. Um, I wouldn't say that's a bad idea unless he really has trouble making weight at 135. But there's a lot of excuses behind Teofimo Lopez not being able to make weight, especially for this fight, because of all the delays that came with this fight. Uh, all that bouncing in and out of the gym, and he had COVID. Uh, for the that's why the fight didn't happen in the original date. So obviously he wasn't in the gym to try and make weight and cut weight for him to make 135. And like I said, he's a big lightweight. He's gonna move up to super lightweight, but you know, um, I think everybody wouldn't mind seeing a rematch, including Teofimo. And there was talks about him. His doctor came out and said, "Oh, dude had air in his lung. I don't know how he fought with air in his lung, and that is very harmful and dangerous for Teofimo to be in the ring with air in his lung, and he's a recovering former COVID patient, and I think he has asthma and shit like that. That's why his lung ain't in the best shape, and for him to fight under those conditions and be at the gym and train for this fight wasn't in his best interest. So not making any excuses for Teofimo, not taking anything away from the win from George Gambosis, because that not to take nothing away from Gambosis. And yeah, I'm just coming up with reasons to why Teofimo should campaign for the rematch with him and Gambosis. Like, if he wins the rematch, right, or win or lose, he should move up to super lightweight. But I'm saying he should want to rematch Gambosis because of how close the fight was, and and how entertaining the fight was. I said this was going to be a short summary, quick post-fight analysis of this fight, but it wasn't. It wasn't a short video. But hey, I'm done yapping about this fight. Y'all let me know what y'all thoughts are in the comments. Um, what y'all want to see from both fighters next, and subscribe if y'all want. And if y'all got some content, y'all got some videos out there on y'all own, y'all want me to tap in and check out y'all channels. Feel free to let me know what y'all got going on as well. Um, Happy holidays. Stay safe, stay healthy, and peace.